y'all got favorites. I'm starting to understand why Tank treat y'all the way he treat y'all. He incognito to y'all, cause y'all trifling. Like, y'all come in this motherfucker and pick favorites and put y'all own narratives out there and spread lies, and I just think that shit wrong. Boxing media is the fakest motherfuckers in the world. With all due respect to y'all, but y'all fake as shit.
That's right. There you go, youngin'. Exactly. Let your nuts hang. Tell them what it is, because you holding your tongue, it don't do you no favors. Okay? Now you surfing the Bruce Wayne wave. That's how you get it done. Speak your mind. You right. Boxing media is full of crap. You right about that. But we going to pause that for a second. Now, SHAKUR Stevenson goes on to reveal that he was injured in his fight. Okay? About his hand and whatever and whatnot. I went back and I watched the fight, and it is clearly obvious that he's favoring his left hand. You know, it's very obvious. Okay, so yes, you were injured. And in that case, you beating him with just one hand, SHAKUR, that is impressive. It is, bro. It is. When I sat back and I watched it, I was like, you can clearly see that you're injured. And you won that fight with one hand. You right. That is impressive, bro. It is. But this is the thing. I'm a real boxing fan. Okay? I'm a real boxing fan, and at the same time, I'm a real man. So jealousy, envy, and all that hate and all that stuff, it doesn't arouse easy in people like us. Why do I bring that up? Because just as quick as I can flame you, if I can go back and look at it and I can see what you did and you did that with one hand and stuff, I can give you your props. I can go back and say, you know what? Let me take some of the heat off what I said about him. You know, because I wasn't taking that into consideration. But the reason why I'm bringing it up is you have to understand that although I'm like that, they don't care if you were injured or not, bro. They want to talk about you like this. So it don't matter if you injured or not. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get your props from me because I can see. But that has nothing to do with people who automatically want to talk down on you and talk bad about you. Call you boring. You was called boring before this. And you had exciting fights. So why am I saying all this? I'm saying all this to say that SHAKUR, what you're asking boxing fans to understand is something beyond they can understand and something beyond they want to understand. Okay? The point is, you're asking them to have a level of integrity and knowledge to see past your injury to realize what you did was still a good performance. They're not going to be able to do it. Okay? Because those are the people who just want to detract and take away from you. The only thing you did was you gave them a bullet to do it with. And once again, why am I keep stressing this? Because although I can be understanding, those detractors of yours don't. And those are the same kind of detractors. Listen closely. Those are the same kind of detractors that told Devin that he didn't beat Loma. Okay? You want those same people to say that, to have an understanding for your situation? It's not going to happen, SHAKUR. So although I get it and I understand and it is a good performance, they're still going to talk shit about you. Now do you understand why it's not cool for you to couple yourself and group up with that same crowd that you're trying to fight right now, that same crowd that you aligned yourself with when you try to make them feel good by saying Devin Haney didn't beat Loma, and he did. Anybody that knows boxing knows that. But you chose to align yourself with the people who just want to detract. Funny, these people who just want to detract, these are the same people that you're asking to look past your injury. And they can't and they won't do it because it's not what they naturally want to say and think of you. So do you see how aligning yourself with the bullshit of boxing can come back and bite you in the ass? I understand you feel sour about Devin or whatever and whatnot, but you have to understand that it's only to a certain point that you play, because you could play past a point where it affects you and him. So the only thing you're doing is helping the same people who don't want to look past that you were fighting with just one hand. Did all that make sense to you, man? Did all that make sense? Now you understand why bucking and ankle touching don't do you no good. Now peep this, bro. Peep this. It's no doubt that you had an injured hand, right? It's no doubt. Watch this. Watch how you don't get the benefit of the doubt. When Vasily Lomachenko lost to Teofimo Lopez, what did they try to hang it up on? His shoulder. It was his shoulder. His shoulder. His shoulder. It's his shoulder the reason why he lost. Remember that even though Lomachenko said, this is the first fight I'm going into 100%. Even though he's on camera saying that. When Teofimo Lopez beat him, it was his shoulder. And everybody was understanding. Now here you're saying it was your hand. Watch them not be understanding with you. Watch them still hang you on that performance. Watch them still charge you with that performance. Ain't nobody saying, well, Shakur hand was hurt. This, that, the third. Yes, I'm going to give you credit for that. But once again, I'm a real boxing fan with no bias. A real man. Okay? So you can get that from me. But what you asking the people to do right now, they can't do. How could they? When you help perpetuate the same bullshit that keeps people blind about what really goes on in the sport. So in a nutshell, you're getting ate by the same shit that you sicked on Devin Haney. You aligned yourself with that crowd. Now you want that same crowd to look past you fighting with one hand. They're not going to do it. To them, you had four hands. You know? You just as guilty. They're not going to clear that up for you. And the people that you're going to need to depend on, who's going to step in and say, no, check this out. Chill out. That boy's fight was one hand. That was still a good performance. Those people, you threw them under the fucking bus. I'm going to keep reiterating this shit till y'all figure out how to practice group fucking sports, even when you don't like each other. Because it's getting played against you. Wake the fuck up. That's why I ain't got no sympathy for you. I've seen Dante's Boxing Nation tell you, don't do this. They're just using you. They're just the same way they use Mike Tyson to promote people. Mike Tyson said for the longest that Gervonta Tank Davis was his favorite fighter. Nobody in the world paid attention to him until he said Gervonta and Lomachenko is my favorite fighter. Then everybody's paying attention to who Mike said was his favorite fighter. Wake the fuck